Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to do a video that I feel like we just have to do to explain for the people that are either new here or you've been here and you just don't quite know what's going on, to explain how we met and how this became a thing. Back to the start. Back to January 2021.
So it all started on TikTok one day. I was scrolling, came across her page. Didn't really even know you were in London at all. I just commented just because I was being thirsty. Just commented, see if you would respond. You did, and I was like, oh wow, surprising. Didn't think that you would actually respond to me. And it kind of just like went from little stuff like that on TikTok back and forth, and then finally I DM'd you on Instagram. I feel like that's when I got a little more serious, and we like exchanged numbers and kind of like talked every single day ever since.
Yeah, that was like what? I think it was like 10 days on TikTok before we moved over to DM, and then we were just constantly back and forth in each other's comments.
A lot of commenting at first. It wasn't really like any like direct conversation, was it?
Just like a lot of flirty comments. Yeah. Then yeah, you slid in my DM and replied to a story, I think it was. I rolled from there, and then I think our first FaceTime, I cannot remember our first FaceTime.
It was long.
But you say it was long, and I think that's right. I think we did speak for a good few hours, but
what do you mean you think?
I just can't remember.
You don't remember the conversation? You remember that it was like a long convo?
I can't remember like what. Normally I can remember like what I was wearing and where I was sat in my house or something, but I actually can't remember anything.
No, see, we have this all mixed up, and
I wish you could go back and like
someone has to be
see
right.
it.
I don't know. I know it was a long phone call though.
Yeah, I think we went like, I don't think they were every day at that time. It was
no,
like every
first
other.
It was like whenever we could, like whenever it made sense. Like it wasn't like we were going out of the way for each other right away.
We just like no, because I don't think we thought it was ever going to be this. So we didn't. I didn't think it was ever going to be this. I just thought he was just going to be some American I'd talk to like here and there. I didn't think it could be this because of the distance. So I wasn't really like, oh, I want to talk to him every day, because I was like, if I talk to him every day, I'm going to like him, and I'm trying not to like him because I can't be with him.
Weren't you on like some newfound like...
And I was like,
living your life.
Yeah, I was still like doing my healing and my single thing, and I just wasn't after that.
I don't even know what that means, my single thing.
No, as in I was like healing, I was actually really enjoying being by myself again. So I wasn't even seriously dating anyone at that time either in real life. I was so over it, not in real life, but like in this country.
In real life.
In this country, like I was so over men at that time. So you were just someone nice to talk to.
Through the phone.
But I didn't actually have to take you seriously, and I didn't actually have to see you. So it was kind of a good thing for me.
It was wild at first. Like no expectations.
Yeah.
Which was like, I mean, it still is great being where we're at, but it was nice having like the no expectations. It was more, you're just a little voice on the phone. Actually, it was a screen time.
Yeah, it was always FaceTime. We didn't actually ever really text or ever really like say that I'm gonna call you. Like we were
texting was more so if we were with people, I feel like.
Yeah, like if I missed your call, I'd text you like, oh, I'm out, and same with you.
Yeah, I mean, I would answer your FaceTimes everywhere though. Every time I was on FaceTime with you, I was with at least someone. Today I feel like all my friends knew who you were pretty early on. Yeah,
I mean, all my girls met you like that February after, like, so we met in the January on TikTok, and then I think it was February, so this time last year it was like Valentine's, and I had my girls on the phone to you. So my friends also knew of you quite early on. I have such a distinct memory of your birthday that year.
Really?
Yeah, because I've told you that's when you said that you first liked me. You were so drunk at dinner for your birthday with your friends, and then you were like holding the phone really close to you and saying, I just really like you.
I was so drunk.
The only times he ever like was, which now knowing you is just so weird because you're so just like that. I don't know if it's just an in-person thing, but like I only ever saw like an emotional kind of like, he'd open up to me side when he was drunk over FaceTime. You were very cool, calm, collected when you were sober. But then now in person, you're like you're drunk all the time with me.
I'm just act like I'm drunk all the time.
No, as in like
not
you're
cool, not calm,
no, you are
collected.
Cool, calm, collected, but like you are emotional and you do open up to me sober. So it's just weird that you didn't show me that over FaceTime. And
yeah, I mean, how much can you like? I don't know. Maybe that was like the part of me knowing that you weren't like there. Like I was gonna go home and you weren't gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know? That's why. Now it's like, shit, you're here every day.
So yeah, we did the whole FaceTime thing for a while. But I would say like the first 4 or 5 months of knowing each other, it was just such a casual like check in on each other, see what each other's up to, and like that was kind of it. It was more, well, it always was friendly because it was just friends, because it never really crossed that line early on.
I never had the intention of just being friends.
But we fancied each other, but it never was like, because you can't be with that person, so it is just friendly. It wasn't until I was moving in here, so I would say like May time, I feel like we spoke every day, and then it really amped up, I think.
Hey, for whatever reason, we ain't been together, girl, but fuck it, you got me right now. I talked to God about you, and he sent you to me. Damn, it's crazy how this shit turned out. Went from the comment section to the airport, now you pulling up right to my house. I've been fiending for you, got a feeling about you. I can't wait to see what this about.
So, what month is it that, it's pretty crazy, she admitted it. What month was it that you tried to push me away? When was that? She tried pushing me away because she liked me. That means it was after we started talking quite a bit.
Yeah, and then I freaked out.
So she tried to do me and ghost me.
I didn't ghost you.
No, you didn't try and ghost me, but in your life in general, you tried to like get me out of there. But it didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
It didn't work. You like were trying to like get upset about little stuff.
Start being emotional. Yeah, because I was starting to care about things, and I was like, I don't want to care about these things. I think there was still a level of like, if this is actually going to happen. I was really doubting that it was going to happen. And I kept telling myself until he booked a flight, I wasn't going to believe it was going to happen.
That's when we talked about it though, was after your little meltdown. That's when we talked about actually visiting. And it made more sense for you to have me come here because you had all your stuff kind of
and
the work and everything.
The US was still banning anyone from Europe, so
right. That's COVID really what was the huge thing about all this was COVID, to be honest with you, because I probably would have like visited earlier on, but it was like impossible to travel. I'd lost my passport, so I had to get a new passport.
You lost your driver's license so many times.
Lost my driver's license 4 times in September. 4 times.
I don't know who can lose their driver's license.
They thought, because I lost my wallet, so I'll just go get a new license. And when I had a license, it was just a loose card and a loose debit card. I lost both of them. I lost my debit card 3 times, my license 4 times in September. It was mostly COVID that was making things really awkward. And then when we did decide who was going to travel where, it was mostly because my lease in my apartment was almost up. And I had like 2 more months to pay, and I was like, well, if I come out there, I don't want to just travel for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I don't want to stay for a while, so I might as well just wait for this lease to get over in November.
Yeah, we talked about it, but we never had like actual serious.
Until one night I actually did just send you a ticket confirmation.
Yeah.
Because you were like so on it, like, oh, if you're gonna come, you can come like whenever, like it doesn't matter. And then I was drunk, to be honest, when I bought it, but I was like, it. I was like, why not? Obviously, it's what I want to do. So I booked it, and then I sent it to you.
We just knew we wanted to meet. I don't think there was really,
we wanted to just be together. Like the whole meeting thing was one thing, but we wanted to just be together, I feel like. Because
we didn't know. We'd spent like, at this point, 9 months talking online, and we were just so frustrated of just getting to just be near each other and like confirming whether our connection online was the same in person. It could have gone the complete total opposite way. We
talked about that when I got here, like things like if you couldn't kiss, or you were just awkward, or like you just like maybe smelled weird, or like didn't have any social cues, like how weird would that have been? It wouldn't have been like the worst thing. We would have been like friends, I guess.
All my friends kept saying, oh, what if he comes and he can't do this, or he does this, or
what if he can't find the hole? Found it. For sure.
My friends had no need to be worried. You were absolutely fine, and they all love you now.
I think it was a good thing that we waited as long as we did to meet, actually, though. Something that
if we had a way, we wouldn't have waited as long as we did. But I think it has been like a blessing in disguise, like a silver lining of how long it took and the frustration of it, because we got to know each other so well before you got here, that when you got here it was like we'd met 1,000 times already. It was such a good way of learning like each other's personality, each other's humor, how each other interacts with other people, and just our general like communication between each other. I think we got really good at understanding each other's mannerisms. Like that's the best thing about FaceTime, is you can see someone's expression and mannerisms and their day-to-day and how they respond to things. So even if like you were having a shitty day, I'd learn how to deal with you when you were in a bad mood, and vice versa. Like we had a lot of that practiced and down to a T before we even got here. I recognize things now that aren't from us being in person. I recognize them from spending 10 months seeing his face and understanding his moods. So yeah, I think it was a good thing in the end.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. Except for the fact that when I got here, when I landed, I think my flight landed at 7 a.m. and I was supposed to probably see her by 9 at the latest. But that didn't really work out like that, did it? We didn't see each other until like 2:30 in the afternoon. I got held up at immigration, which was a first for me. Really for no reason, I guess. More so I think it was the return flight, wasn't it? I didn't have a return flight. That's how I knew I was doing something for a first time. I flew all the way across the world with no return flight.
I mean, it was a justified reason, but I even said myself that you should have had another flight. But it's because we didn't know if he was going to get here in 2 days in and be like, I need to go home. Or
right, could you imagine?
A few weeks in and being like, kind of getting annoyed with this girl now. Or I being like, no, I can't deal with you. You know, we've got 4 months down the line and we're all right. We're good. It could have gone so differently. Yeah. So a one-way made sense in that aspect of not wasting money and without having to move it and have to pay more money to move it. So didn't we say everything up to that point? He had to get his passport last minute, everything. Everything came down to minutes. It was so smooth sailing. Like everything was going too well.
It was too perfect.
And we said it was going too well.
I moved out of my apartment, got in the car, picked up my new passport, got to the airport on time. Everything was good, no issues. Literally got into your country, walk off the plane, and they're like, I swear to God, I thought that I was gonna get sent home. Because they simply could have just been like, nope, you gotta turn around and go back because we don't feel comfortable with whatever your reason is you're saying that you're gonna be here, so.
I mean, I'm trying to remember in like what order of events it happened because I was down in the terminal waiting for you as if you were gonna be coming out there and then. Before you'd even managed to text me to say like they've pulled me aside, I got a call from immigration to say, are you expecting anyone today? And I was like, yeah, I'm in.
I was already taken in at that point.
Yeah, I was like, I'm in the terminal. Like, of course I'm waiting for someone. I had to confirm your name, date of birth, everything. This is where the good thing comes in of us talking for how long we did, is because any question they asked us, and trust me, they were grilling him and grilling me about our relationship and what we knew about each other. So it was a good thing that we spoke for how long we did, because we could answer every single question and our answers matched because we had a genuine relationship. And I understand why they're so on it, because there's people that obviously do things. I did not expect it to go that way.
They were like, you never met before? I was like, nope. With a smile on my face, they probably thought I was just taking the piss. They're probably like, yeah, okay, step aside. I'm like, oh man.
So when you come into the UK, unlike America that you have to have a travel visa for, the UK just gives you 6 months on a standard visa, which is automatic. So he can be here up to 6 months. We are now 4 months in. So we're gonna go back to the States hopefully next month to break up the time a little bit. And then come back, finish the time off, and then we're not entirely sure on the entire process and when things reset. And we're looking into other visas because you have decided you want to be here. So
I have to get a work visa approved of the country before I can do so.
Yeah, so it's like a whole process, and we want to do it all the right way and not end up in immigration again. So
yeah, avoid immigration at all costs.
So yeah, that's the next step for us, and I'm sure we'll like document how things go. And I mean, at one point we're potentially not going to be with each other, so it'd be interesting to be filming from both perspectives. Although you will be miserable. So.
I'm gonna have separation anxiety. It won't last long if it does happen at all.
No, as long as he's got an Xbox with him.
Yeah, facts though. Like facts, I need the game.
It's just nice to think that we did that, and I think we're always going to remember that start of everything. Yeah, but I mean, even like before meeting, I think it was such a like, even thinking about this, like being near each other was such an unknown concept to us both, so.
Yeah, I remember when you sent me that box. She took a t-shirt and took a photo of herself, had her own little photo shoot, put her like silhouette, it was like a silhouette, wasn't it? On a t-shirt, like big picture of it, and then sprayed her perfume all over it and sent it to me with a little card. What month did you do that?
That was like September, October.
That was crazy. That was a crazy moment, because then I just really knew I had to get there because I could smell you, and I was like, ooh. Now I don't even notice that smell at all, and you probably have that smell around all the time.
I think I've got it on.
To be fair, that might be it.
Because we had that conversation like a week or two before, how I said that we didn't know what each other smelled like.
Yeah.
And I was just
Which
like...
is a big thing, isn't it?
Such a big thing. And I was just... And I always get compliments about how I smell. So I just wanted you to have like... You know?
This is me. Like...
But then I just didn't know how to send it, like on a random t-shirt. I was like, no, this has to be like a t-shirt. So yeah,
it was a nice
I had it
t-shirt
made.
too. I wore it a couple times, like out and about. I didn't wash it. I got it dirty. I wore it, didn't wash it because I was like, if I wash it, wash the smell away.
It's so strange because I feel like a lot of people would consider our relationship new because we've only physically met a few months ago.
Yeah.
But for us, it doesn't feel like that.
It felt like we had already done this before, and it was kind of like something that we were just like used to each other already.
Yeah.
So it was pretty smooth, like the whole way through. But definitely, I know people probably like, oh, you guys just started dating. It's like,
But I think that's purely because we know each other so well, and that communication, the 10 months we did before, like really plays off in how we interact with each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's just proof that probably a lot of relationships and good relationships, it isn't about physical. It is about the connection you've got with someone.
That was really cute. Yeah, I agree. 100%. For real though, I agree. I think it made it a lot better for us. My mom even said something about that. She was like, I'm so happy you guys did it that way. Instead of just thinking like, oh, you look good, let's get together. Maybe even in a different state from each other, like, and let's just like have a weekend party. Next thing you know, it's whatever. She's like, no, it's really nice that you got to actually like deal with each other for so long from so far away.
I don't think either of us would have done that with real people in real life. I would have never waited 10 months to have like met someone physically in my own country, or like waited that long
realistic to get to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or to wait that long to become intimate with someone. Like that's such a long time to be so, well, platonic, because there was nothing else we could do.
Yeah, she thought I was a sucker because I wasn't folding for the nasty talk. Talking about what I would do.
No.
This and that. I'm not even on that type of time. I'm pulling up and doing it.
And I think that's why I like talking to you though, equally on the flip side, because
thought I was just gonna run you down.
I do get sexualized a lot by men, and had been sexualized a lot by men, and I felt like a lot of men didn't want to get to know me if it wasn't that. So I think part of me was really enjoyed talking to you because you weren't doing that, but then I would then get to the point of being like, well, why isn't he?
I honestly didn't want to scare her away with that. I didn't want to scare you away. I feel like that's just what
you were nice with your compliments though.
Yeah, because they actually meant them, but I didn't want them to seem like they were coming from the same shit that you get regularly all day long from anybody else. I didn't want to make it seem like that was the only thing. But then when I got here, obviously I had to start putting my hands on things, you know what I'm saying? I started appreciating some stuff, you know? Yeah,
you were more touchy-feely than I thought you were going to be because of how you were on Facetime. Like I remember, we didn't even get out of the terminal without you like on me.
That's hot and shit. Waited long enough, you know?
But
home run. Boy, hopped up.
We're compatible, what can I say?
I don't know, I hope we answered everyone's questions. Yeah. And if you guys have any questions about any advice, or maybe have any pointers on anything as far as the visas, or just tips on long distance relationships, things you guys want to hear about, feel free to let us know in the comments.
Yeah, or give us tips too, because we're yet to do it apart now we've met.
Yeah.
That's going to be a first for us, so
hopefully we don't have to do it.
Hopefully we don't have to do it
anymore after this, but that's it.
So thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this far, I feel like we've just like summarized it very briefly. Obviously there was 9-10 months of communication that we can't really cram in, but we just wanted to keep this on the channel so everyone can just have an introduction to us and why he's American and why I'm British, just so it makes sense.
And why I'm in the UK.
And why he's here.
Being held hostage.
The door is there.
But yeah, that's it.
But yeah, that is it. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on, because then you'll be notified every time we upload. We are gonna get back on to probably every Sunday night, but we had some busy weekends recently. We will see you again very, very soon.
Say nothing, she's tired.
She does, look at her, she's watching. Hi.
Alright, that's it.